SoFi stock had a strong finish this week, closing with a solid 6.5% gain, ending the day at $12.99. The stock traded between a low of $11.61 and a high of $12.12, with a notable push in the final moments of the session. Interestingly, just before the power hour, there was a sense of unease that manipulation might drag the price below the $12 mark. Fortunately, the broader market had a robust close, helping SoFi maintain its position. Hello everyone, welcome to Daily Stock Update. If you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications by hitting the bell so you never miss any of our uploads, and also enter our giveaway. But before that, alert, this is not a financial advice video. One of the primary factors influencing the market today was the release of the Michigan consumer sentiment data. While this initially caused some uncertainty, the lack of any significant developments regarding tariffs seemed to uplift investor sentiment. In the grand scheme of things, news related to geopolitical tensions and government shutdown concerns also played a minor role in shaping market activity. But the absence of tariff-related headlines was the most notable factor driving the bullish trend. Despite the strong movement in SoFi stock, there were no SEC filings or company-specific news released today. However, a significant announcement surfaced on Twitter, where SoFi confirmed that Level 1 options trading would be introduced in the near future. This update aligns with SoFi's commitment, mentioned in their recent fireside chat, to heavily invest in their infrastructure and enhance the SoFi Invest platform. Such developments indicate that the company is focused on strengthening its financial ecosystem, which could be a long-term positive for investors. From a short-selling perspective, the stock saw a return of 113,000 shares, with 12.21% of the float currently shorted. In total, approximately 131.54 million shares are being shorted, while the cost to borrow has risen significantly to 0.59%. The borrowing cost suggests that short sellers may be finding it increasingly expensive to maintain their positions. Meanwhile, in the options market, there was a notable balance between calls and puts, with $8.39 million in call premiums and $703 million put premiums. About 43% of today's options activity leaned towards a bullish sentiment, aligning closely with the previous day's trend. Today's overall trading volume stood at 37.2 million shares, slightly below the average volume of 46.6 million. This reduced volume could indicate some hesitation among investors as market participants await further clarity on economic conditions and SoFi's near-term growth prospects. With Friday marking the close of the week, it is important to look at open interest levels. The stock closing above $12 has significant implications for options contracts, with 12,000 contracts at the $12 strike price now in the money, followed by 5,000 contracts at $11.50 and 2,000 at $11. This translates to nearly 2 million shares that market makers will need to cover, potentially fueling additional momentum in the coming days. Historically, such a setup has resulted in a strong push at the beginning of the following trading week. Next week is particularly interesting because it marks a monthly options expiration cycle. These tend to attract substantial trading volume, and early indications show an uptick in activity. With institutions preparing to rebalance their portfolios in mid-March, there is potential for increased buying interest in stocks like SoFi, which have experienced a notable pullback over the past quarter. Given these circumstances, there is a strong possibility that institutional investors could be accumulating shares behind the scenes. Additionally, some of today's dark pool transactions suggest significant buying activity, with notable trades occurring at various price levels, particularly around 12.09 cents. Looking at the technical perspective, SoFi's price action has been relatively stable, managing to stay above key support levels. The stock closed just above the R2 resistance level, indicating strong momentum. The low of $11.61 acted as a pivotal support point, with the stock rebounding strongly from this level. Heading into the new week, 12.08 cent will serve as a crucial support zone. The chart also displays bullish signals, with a large gap yet to be filled that could propel the stock higher. The 100-day moving average sits at $14.43, suggesting that there is room for potential upward movement if momentum continues. The recent downward pressure on SoFi stock may have been somewhat justified given broader market concerns, but recent data suggests that many of these fears have been alleviated. This opens the door for a potential recovery, possibly driving SoFi back into the $13 to $17 range as early as next week. Technical indicators, including the stochastic RSI, suggest that the stock is in neutral territory, providing ample room for further upside movement. Zooming out to a broader time frame, SoFi has managed to post gains despite market volatility. Over the past week, the stock closed 1.09% higher, marking a positive performance. Since the beginning of the year, the stock has faced some challenges, peaking at $17.90 and reaching a high of $18.42 at one point. However, recent weeks have been particularly turbulent for the market. Despite this, today's price action suggests a sense of stabilization with fewer disruptions related to macroeconomic concerns such as tariffs. As we look ahead, it will be crucial to monitor how SoFi continues to develop its business strategy and navigate the broader market environment. The lack of major negative catalysts and the company's ongoing investment in its infrastructure paint an optimistic picture for the stock's future trajectory. Investors should keep an eye on key support and resistance levels, upcoming institutional activity, and any potential short squeezes that may develop due to high short interest. With all these factors in play, SoFi could be setting up for an exciting trading week ahead. Friends, that's all we have for you today. What is your opinion about today's video? Get involved and let us know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching.